What up, YouTube? The pixels never die, the classics come alive, and every Friday night is a high score chase. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
Holy shit, it's Friday. Welcome to the Super Game Room Dudes. You have made it once again into the Friday Funhouse. I'm your host, P-Dubs. With me, as always, my co-host, Detroit Love, and Michael B. the Game Genie. How you guys doing this beautiful Friday evening?
You know how we do it, baby. Fantastic.
Oh, man, I got to give a big shout out to Detroit Love. Was that not a killer intro? One of his best every week. It's a different intro. And I think that was one of my favorites, Carl. Definitely top three, if I have to say so myself. That was killer.
Carl, are the Brood gonna come out of your back of your room there? Like, is Edge, Christian, and Gangrel ready to pop out? What's with the red background?
Are you okay, Carl?
I'm frozen. Look, man, it's always a red night here in Detroit, Love, baby. This is Love Fest City. Yeah. Come on, baby.
What you get a lot of action in your arcade?
I get a lot of action everywhere I go. My wife always says, we don't have to do this here. We got to do it everywhere. What are you talking about?
Well, we got a red light special happening in Detroit Love's basement right now, ladies and gentlemen. So that's getting a little exciting. We might get kicked off the air tonight, Michael B. Once again.
Every time we pass it to Carl, let's just go, Roxanne.
Interesting week in the world of gaming news, or at least the topics we like to react to. And we're definitely going to have a little bit of fun talking about this stuff here tonight. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff. But before we do, we got to say hi to who's here in the live chat. If you guys are here, you gotta speak now or forever hold your peace. Especially if you want your shout outs. I know we had like 90 people waiting for us to go live. Holy crap. Your support every week is awesome. And don't worry, guys, I haven't forgotten about you. We hit 3,000 subscribers, and I promised we would do a 3,000 subscriber giveaway. To be completely transparent with you guys, I've been so busy with my day job that I haven't even had time to think about what to give away and purchase the items and have them ready for you guys to ship out. So if you guys have any suggestions for a giveaway, you could throw it in the live chat.
Ooh, virtual high fives.
Virtual high fives. We could do those every episode. Those don't cost a thing, but we will do it, guys. We will do it. I promise you we'll do it. I just haven't been able to get to it and figure it out. And, you know, there's so much crap out there. It's like, what do we give away? Like every time I turn around, I got Evercade cartridges. I got new console gaming cartridges. You know what I mean? I got control decks. We got stuff everywhere. It's like, what do we give away for this milestone? What do you think, Michael B? What would suffice?
I don't know, man. Maybe some replicades. They're on for $50. We could send some replicades out to people. Not replicades, buildicades. Sorry.
Oh,
GRS buildicades, $50.
We could do some GRS buildicades. I don't know if anybody wants some GRS buildicades or not.
Has the cornercade been hacked? He's complaining about ads. Now he's thinking I'm going to give away my pinball table. Man,
Complain about ads. There's always.
I'm
ads
so glad we told him that he couldn't come on the show tonight.
I mean, we have it set up the way YouTube sets it up. You know, you go live, and when you first join the stream, you get an ad. And that's it. That's the only ad you get until we end. Now, if you leave and come back and leave and come back, you'll get more ads. But we have it set up the way it always is. Just one ad at the beginning. I remember back in the day when YouTube gave us the ability to start putting mid-roll ads in during a live broadcast. We tested that out. We tested the levels. Like, we had the frequency set to high, medium, and low. And even at low, it was just too invasive for the live stream. It was just too much for the viewers because we're sitting here mid-topic and then all of a sudden your feed cuts out and starts playing some ad.
Well, they also changed the ads too. YouTube this past year, like in January, they have a new ad system that's kind of messed up. Anyways, Cornercade, I just wanted to let you know that the Illuminati had a meeting last week, and we've decided that you're the next to be gatekeeped. So you won't be coming on the show, and we're going to do everything we can to bury your channel. You have been marked by the Illuminati.
64 hours.
Michael B, you remember last week's episode? You've been exposed.
Exposed.
You've been exposed. The truth has been revealed.
I had one guy write me one time, and he was like, "Man, we were on this video. We made you look like such a fool. You should just shut down your channel. You have no integrity." And I was like, "Oh no, whatever am I gonna do? I'll just keep on making videos."
Let's see who is lurking in the Super Game Room Dudes live chat tonight, guys. Do me a favor, give this broadcast a thumbs up, especially if you want the show to begin. We got Marine 50, James Hates Everything, head of the new Illuminati, Kevin Clausen, the Cornercade, CGM, Iceman, E. Leo, Chris NXXW, Ted Adam Green is here, becoming one of my favorites. Love all the comments he's been leaving on my videos. Ted, you rock. VC is here. Thumper Squid, Anthony, JJ, always here. We appreciate JJ being here. Thumper Squid, Danny Z, Kevin Clausen, Marine 50, Odd But Cool. That's a new one. Thanks for coming in. First time I've seen you in our live chat. Carlos Gilberto, Oh Blue Eyes, Willie G is here as well. Don't forget our amazing moderators, Ritual Dello, Jason, the Little Alien is here as well. Who else is coming in? We got Meatball Saucy. We got Alfred Berger, Andrew's Clay Creations, and more. Andrew's lurking in the live chat. He even confesses it in the live chat. Frankie D, Hazo, Chris Zeke, another great moderator. He's here as well. Addicted to Arcade1Up, who hasn't been making a lot of Arcade1Up videos lately. What's going on, Addicted?
It's hard to be addicted when they're not bringing you the supply.
Maybe he'll change the name of his channel to On the Wagon Arcade1Up, right? On the wagon, and then he'll fall off, and then he'll be back to the addiction. And you know, they say good things happen to you more than once. And what else could be good? But a $2 super chat from Kevin Clausen. Thanks for saying my name twice. There you go, Kevin. There was your 19K Fox-ish transition. But as always, P-Dubs does him better than Fox, and he knows it. He knows it. That's why he's still practicing at it.
You ever see that episode of The Simpsons where Homer looks in the mirror and he sees like the muscle guy looking back at him and he starts winking at him? I feel that's how you are about everything. You're like, you know what? I think I'm better looking than 19K Fox. In fact, I'm almost sure of it.
Well, at certain angles, Michael B. You got to catch me at the right angle, and I'll give 19K Fox a run for his money. It depends on the angle.
Lighting. The right lighting and the right angle.
You got to give me the right. It's like the girls who take the selfies, and it's always up here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They got to do that upper angle diagonally down with their lips out because that makes their faces look
With the
skinnier.
bathroom lighting. You got to have the bathroom lighting.
There you go.
So there was, hey, there it is. There's a message there from John J. Hey guys, my big news is 25 years in the making. John and Sheila, 25-year anniversary. Happy
Holy
anniversary,
shit.
John and Sheila. 25 years. I don't know what exact. I think that's the silver anniversary. Anyways, congratulations, man. That's a lifetime and a good life together. Awesome stuff.
Yeah. I love the Dane Cook stand-up comic skit where he talks about how he meets this old married couple and they're on their 50th anniversary and he walks up to the guy when the wife is away and he's like, 50 years, that's just incredible. How'd you do it? And in the skit, the old man supposedly puts his arm around Dane Cook, leans in real close and goes, cheat. That's how he made it 50 years. Boy.
I had one that was really good that's on the internet. This is a old couple, and they're in church of all places. And they're talking about they've been married 50 years or whatever. And they're like, how do you do it? And so she leans over and she whispers. She don't realize the lady has a mic on. So she tries what she says, suck his dick. And everybody in church hears, hey, it's a winning formula.
Whoa. There you go. And sometimes you forget things. And one thing we forgot was almost this $2 super chat from Kevin Clausen. Why didn't 19K Fox get a 25 plus anniversary shout out? Well, because Kevin, we didn't feel like doxing his personal information. I don't think that's something he shared.
Yeah,
public
while
forums.
K. Fox was celebrating in Cincinnati, Ohio with his wonderful wife, I mean, that's none of our business.
Everyone's asking for Nostalgia, guys. We kind of talked about this last week. Nostalgia's got some personal issues going on.
That game's made him quit.
That is so not true. But I love the speculation. He really does got some personal stuff going on. It was nice to see that he was out and about. He went to the pop culture convention in Canada last weekend.
Yeah,
so
he went to comic. I forget what it's called. Conti's here. He knows what it's called, but it's a huge convention they do in Canada every year. It's a big event for Nostalgia. He goes with his brothers and friends. It's a big family affair. And then he gets some very sultry videos of girls in cosplay costumes.
Yeah. So he whatchamacallit? So he was at the convention. It was nice to see that he got out of his house. He's not in his house weeping on his casting couch, wondering what he's done with his life and why he is the Diet Coke version of ETA Prime. So it was nice to see that, he got out and about and got a little bit of sun on his body. And hopefully he'll be back. I'm hoping in a couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes. I mean, he told us he needs some time to work on personal stuff. And guys, we all have, as much fun as we have coming in here, hanging out with everybody. Sometimes you got to take a break. Sometimes you got to focus on you and the really important things in your life, which is your family, your job, things like that. Right. And sometimes you got to make those a priority over just shooting a shit online. So big shout out to him, guys. We're hoping he comes back. If he doesn't come back in a couple of weeks, we are definitely going to be replacing him with somebody else.
Yeah, we're actually going to hold a contest to who should join the next Super Game Room Dudes. The name of the contest is Anyone But Cornercade.
We should do like an America's Got Talent type audition process and have people audition to join the Super Game Room Dudes. I would love to see those videos.
Yeah, and they have to do the intro to do a banger intro.
Yeah. So we're Steve, we miss you. We wish you the best. We hope you come back soon. That we're guys, we are all really good friends behind the scenes. So, some of us. So, we're pulling for our boy that he'll get through the stuff he's working through and he'll be back. So
the show is 60.39% worse without him.
Yep. And speaking of Nostalgia, here he is in the live chat.
Come on the show, you jerk.
You got the link. Holding auditions is the best way to replace me for sure. There you go.
Can we?
You got two more weeks, Steve, before your time is up. I only gave you a 4-week leave of absence.
Nostalgia, what's the name of the convention you went to that you go every year? CanadaCon?
I don't know. It's usually in Amsterdam, isn't it? Like red light district.
There's all these little boys dressed up as girls.
What up, Steven?
There you go. I love MG's comment. He'll pop out of a giant cake with his Norks out. His Norks, if you give him the spot. All right, guys. So we want to talk about quarter arcades. We want to talk about Media1Up. The first leaks have happened. We'll talk about that. I can't wait.
Fan Expo Canada is what it's called.
Uncanny X-Men Stern Pinball. Man, this thing, guys, the amount of positive press this thing is receiving is crazy. Maybe we should just shit on it tonight just to be different, Michael B. Maybe we should. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There's people out there just waiting for the negative comments. I know Justin said, he's like, I'm waiting for somebody to say something negative.
Like, hey man, the Wolverine, his claws aren't sharp enough. Oh my god, here come the videos.
I've got two real complaints about it. One, the Sentinel doesn't eat the ball, and where are the guns? Like, you're gonna make an X-Men table and there's no guns.
Yep. We're also gonna talk about this Arcade1Up affiliate program. What is that that's making the news? Oh man, it's gonna be a fun time where we get to make fun of everybody tonight. So there you go. All right, Michael B, let's have some fun. Let's pretend we're a professional broadcast here for just 1 second. All right, so if you guys have been living under a rock, oh hey, let me take this off. Oh geez, how do you take this off the screen? You can't even do it nowadays.
I'm glad we got our names this week. Does everybody see my name? I'm Detroit Michael B. Funny name, huh?
I was going to put Detroit Dubs, but
I'm Detroit Dub Love.
I mean, I can't
Detroit Dub Love.
I can't steal Carl. I can't steal Carl's thing. I gotta bring something up here, guys. I saw something today that was incredible. What do you guys think happened today?
Radiator.
Absolutely incredible.
The Radiator. The release of the Radiator.
No, not the Radiator. That was actually going to be the biggest news of the day. But in my opinion, this ended up being the biggest news of the day. What do you guys? Did something incredible happen right before we went live? Does anybody know in the live chat?
Nostalgia showed up in the comments?
Nope, not Nostalgia being in the comments.
Is it what saved that lady's marriage?
No. The fact was, I got to give a huge shout out here to Glenn's retro show, guys. Glenn had Warren Davis on. And of course, actor, director, actor was great hearing his little acting stories and stuff. But he did a fantastic podcast, Kicking It Old School, which comes on before us over on Glenn's Retro Show on Friday nights. He had Warren Davis on, creator of Qbert. And as you guys know, as one of the world's biggest Qbert fans, I was so excited to see that he was on their show. And he's just an amazing guy, just an entertaining guy. You know what I mean? And if you guys want to go check out this interview, please do so. I encourage you to do so. Maybe the moderators can put a link to it in the live chat. I think they just ended a few minutes ago. But I thought it was probably one of the best interviews Glenn has ever done. So, sometimes Glenn brings on people who, I'm like, all of us have our own nostalgia, right? Sometimes he brings on people who've done like Amiga and like other stuff, like stuff that I don't excite me, right? You know what I mean? But this excited me personally, and guys, it's definitely worth it. Like if you're in the car, if you're at work, you could just listen to it, and it was a great conversation. Big shout out to Glenn and Warren Davis and Glenn's sidekick.
You can't remember his name, can you?
I can't remember. I always forget his name.
Do all us Canadians look the same to you?
I think I want to say, is it John? I
think his name's Steven.
Steven, that's right. What is with Glenn? Always broadcasting with dudes named Steven. There you go.
But he's comfortable one. Yeah, good job, Glenn. Like I was late tonight. I usually tune in pretty much at the beginning of your show before we do this, but I had some dad responsibilities tonight, so I just caught the end. And man, what a great guest! Like, good job.
And what's funny too is Glenn even showed during that interview that he's working on a gate switcher to turn a 4-way gate diagonally, the 45 degrees, into a Cubert.
Oh, that's cool.
So for people who want to mod and create their own arcade machine that where you like, okay, I got a bunch of diagonal games on here like Cubert and others.
A bunch of diagonal games. Name them all.
Well, like you got Cubert, Cubert Cubes, Cubert, Faster, Harder, More Challenging Cubert. You got, I think, Crawl. Like, isn't Crawl diagonal? There's a whole bunch of them. Not a whole bunch. There's like what, maybe 12 of them.
There's 3.
There's not.
There's 3.
No, there's more than 3.
There's 3 official games.
There's like 12 games, Mike.
3.
I think there's like about 12 diagonal games out there. But either way, so if someone wanted to play them and play them accurately, you could hit the switch and it'll go. And that's just another accessory that Thunder 6 Studios will be coming out with soon. And that got me hyped. That got me hyped.
Diagonal and then 4-way and 8-way, or what's the switch?
I think Congo Bongo. Yeah, I think it was a 4-way, up, down, left, right, but I think it rotated over to the diagonal position.
Yeah,
so,
I have this 8-way to 4-way switcher in my Countercade mod. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome product. Does it automatically. You don't even have to push. I don't even have to push a button.
Yeah, so like Addicted to Arcade1Up says, now Glenn, you got to come up with a knocker. I mean, we can't play Cubert without the knocker. Come on, man.
Yeah. I love having a real Cubert machine. Every time that knocker fires, I get so hyped. But okay, cool. Make sure you guys keep your eyes out on Thunderstick Studios for that. Kicking off the show.
I thought we were going to go to our new segment where we just talk about babes from the 80s that gave us wood. I want to talk about Kathy Ireland again.
Oh my God. Kathy Ireland.
What about the 70s, man? Wonder Woman. Come on.
Oh, Linda Carter, man. I wasn't familiar with Linda Carter. I'm a little young for that, but I've just seen pictures of her recently. What an absolute babe, man. And you know who else was hot? Helen Mirren. And she still got it.
Who was the Dukes of Hazzard's girl? I always liked her.
Oh, I can't remember her name. Daisy Dukes.
So you guys remember, maybe it was right around the time National Treasure 2 came out. So we're talking what now, 10, 15 years ago? Because the National Treasure movies have been out for a long time. But I think it was like all of a sudden, like Helen Mirren just kind of exploded in popularity again.
Yeah.
And she was in tons of movies. And back then, when I saw her in some of these movies, I was like, she's old, but I would do it.
Oh yeah.
But now add 15 more years and you're like, okay, maybe not. But maybe I'll take
You gotta remember you're adding 15 more years on you too. You're no spring chicken, even though you see someone better looking than Fox in the mirror.
Hey, at the right angle. At the right angle is all I'm saying. Nowadays I'd take her out for a wonderful cup of coffee, but can we start the show? I mean, we're 23 minutes in and we haven't done anything. Here we go. All right, guys. Quarter Arcades accessories. So if you guys are living under a rock, a few weeks ago we had Numbskull Quarter Arcades on, and they actually revealed on our show. They actually held them up, showed the real prototypes of all these accessories, and the one that I gotta buy it, dude. I gotta order him. Like I gotta order the radiator. Like
I mean, the way
that was so funny when he held it up.
Yeah, how can you not? He was so excited for the radiator.
He's like, you guys are gonna love this. He holds up a radiator. But for all of you who like making your arcade doll houses or dioramas, whatever you want to call it in your house, the radiator and the fire extinguisher and all these are up for pre-order. Let's take a look. All right, big analysis here. Detroit Love. Radiator. What do you think?
I mean, I grew up with radiators in the house. It's definitely something that I can relate to. Well, I can't relate to it in the arcade. None of the arcades I ever went to had the radiators. But
I think this might be a very European thing with the radiators. So they've got a lot of brick buildings. So I guess some of the arcades and some of the bars they went to that had arcades would probably be older buildings with radiators in them. I don't know if it was predominantly a thing in the US in the 80s. So I don't know. Someone can tell me, but I'm the same way. I never saw radiators in the arcade.
Not in the arcade, but in the old homes we used to live in, plenty of those radiators.
Oh yeah.
Now, I know, Paul Mindeman, we know it's desk shit, but it's awesome. It's awesome desk shit, Paul. That's why we're excited about it. And actually, in my opinion, when he was showing us all the accessories, this was the coolest one, was the gumball machine. So if you want to add a little gumball machine decoration to your display, you could do so. And then we also had the fire extinguisher, which he showed off on our show. The fire extinguisher was actually a bit larger than I thought it was going to be. But hey, now the gumballs are not edible. The fire extinguisher will not put out a fire in your home. These are toys. Michael B., what are your thoughts here?
These are neat if you're interested in them. The thing I will say, though, there's a big difference in size between quarter arcades and replicades. Replicades feel more suited to have like accessories and stuff like that because like you could literally fit a couple replicades in like a Barbie's dollhouse or something like that.
Yeah.
Quarter arcades, like if you can see in the back of me, I mean, that Turtles is giant, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's cool that they're offering these for anybody who wants to do this stuff, right? I think it's cool accessories. I'm sure some people will buy them. Yeah, especially the radiator.
Well, I'm going to put the link in the live chat, guys. So if you're interested in these accessories, decorations for your displays, make sure you pick them up. At what point do we just admit the dudes have gotten into the dollhouse hobby? Ha ha ha. I
What do you
agree.
mean gotten into? No, don't listen to those negative people on YouTube. We've been doing dollhouses since day one.
It's true. I've been covering New Wave Toys and Numbskull for 4 or 5 years. This isn't a new thing.
We're not shifting gears.
Oh, yeah. That's the best. When I've been making videos on something for years, like real pinball, quarter arcades, New Wave Toys, people are like, this is all new. They're
shifting gears.
They're transitioning. They're changing their content.
They're sad.
And I'm like, I got 25 videos on that. Like, we're
exactly.
And it doesn't really matter. We're the game room dudes. If it goes in the game room, it's up.
You know what?
Conversation.
Yeah, like Carl said, we talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Ain't that right, Detroit Love?
Whoa,
baby.
Language.
We don't play around.
Language.
Oh man, I cannot wait for my Bears to crush the Lions. Carl and I might have to not broadcast together. There's gonna be bitter feelings there.
My absolute favorite thing about this football season is absolutely laughing at you and the hubris you have shown for the Bears this year. You're like, the Bears going 16-0.
I never said that. I literally told people. I never said any of that. We still have radiators in England today. Check this out, guys. The styles have changed, but we still have them. Yep, that's true. These would be perfect for my Action Man at home arcade home collection if I was 8 years old again, though. There you go. All right, so guys, that's what's going on with Numbskull. Fun little update for them. I'm sure they're excited about these. And keep in mind, if it doesn't interest you, the only reason why they're making all these accessories is because people have been asking for them.
How many people actually asked for the radiator?
Well, not the radiator, but no, seriously.
We've checked our message board, and radiator just keeps coming up.
Now, some of you might only collect these in passing, New Wave Toys or Numbskull, right? But they're diehards.
Oh yeah,
are like diehards, guys. I mean, they love these things, and if you join their Facebook groups, they'll post pictures of their displays, and they're like, "Hey guys, check it out! Michael J. Fox is playing the game," and it's a Michael J. Fox action figure. Like they literally, I mean, they're grown men our age, but they love setting this stuff up because it makes them happy. And I'm not going to shit on them for that, even if some people think it's childish. I think it's awesome. So, so they've been like, hey, we want to build displays, but we need accessories to do so. And both Numbskull and New Wave Toys are giving them that option. So if you want to shit on it. I think it's cool that they're doing it for those diehard fans. So there you go. One guy with a radiator fetish asked for the radiator. It's kind of a good idea.
So I can see that email now. Dear Quarter Arcades, I love my Quarter Arcades, but I'm having a real hard time fapping to them without a radiator.
Yep. All right, guys. So moving along, we got some nice, quick retro gaming news. Now, apparently, this was announced, Mike, about 10 months ago, and we missed it.
I had no idea, and I've got a friend that's a huge fan of Night Slashers. Actually, did a review on YouTube and everything. I was like, "Did you know about this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." How did we miss it?
I don't know, because like the Toxic game, the Turtles games, like every single time one of these gets the new River City game, like every single time. The new Jay and Silent Bob game, all these side-scrolling beat 'em ups. Whenever these get announced, we always cover them and catch them and stuff like that. But we missed this one. I had no idea until Dark Empire tagged me on Twitter today.
Oh, and he only tagged you, did he?
And you. And but he tagged me first, and then you were second.
No, actually, he tagged Garage Gamer first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he tagged me first, but I just didn't give a shit.
But he tagged us to let us know that the new, this is the final trailer, has dropped, and also all the information, the release date, what systems is going to be on, etc. So for a measly $10, guys, you'll be able to play the new Night Slashers remake. It's going to be coming out on
September 26th.
September 26th. You're talking 20 days from now. It'll be on Steam, GOG, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. So if you got it, you'll be able to play it. And
iArcade.
Now, is this digital only, or can you get a cartridge for the Nintendo Switch?
Just digital only, I would assume.
Okay.
But if it's popular, there's always a chance limited run games will release this 4 years in the future.
Yeah. And it's a remake. Instead of 3 characters, you have 4, so they've added a new character to choose from. And Mike and I, we like Night Slashers. We've played Night Slashers co-op online together.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
The dude with the metal arm, for sure.
I play with the dude that reminds me of Gambit in the like old school dealer costume.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah. And whatchamacallit? So it's got a little bit more modern graphics. They're not as pixelated as they were back then, but same character movement.
So it's going to age better than my Double Dragon?
In my opinion, many games have aged better than Double Dragon, and people get so mad at me when I say that.
You're the weirdest like retro game fan I ever seen, because you're like, oh, these games, they're so pixelated.
No. Well, the artwork style, Mike, the artwork style. Like for instance, I put a quick news video out about this, and a couple people went into my comments, and I love hearing the feedback. And they're like, "Oh, P-dubs, this is cool, but I hate the artwork style. They should have stuck with the original." I'm like, the original. If this came out with this technology back then, it would have looked like this. Like, I mean, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you got to.
I thought the original Night Slashers looked really good. To tell you the truth, yeah, great for this time.
And this looks pretty much the same to me, except everything's a little more smoother. Just pretend there's a bilinear filter over it, ain't that right, Mike?
No, so they went with that new cartoony style. The people complained about Streets of Rage 4 when they saw it too, because
but this is what's popular these days: Ninja Turtles, Streets of Rage. What was the one that iArcade had? Mayhem Brawler. Like all these games are using this. This is like the style nowadays. It's like the go-to style.
There was supposed to be a sequel to Mayhem Brawler. Mayhem Brawler 2 was supposed to come out at some point. I completely lost track of that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think it looks fun. I'm willing to play it. It stinks there's no online play though, Mike. There's no online co-op play. It's local play only. So
well, they're not assuming that more than one person will buy this. I'm very excited. $10 is a great price. Yeah, I'm all in.
Perfect time for spooky season. Carl, what do you think of this now that you've seen this? Night Slashers. What do you think, baby?
Yeah, I like it. I would get this from a Nintendo Switch to give me something to do in between golf games. I I have learned that I have these cartridges for the Nintendo Switch, and I never ever plug any of those cartridges in anymore. So
Mm.
yeah, for $10, I'll grab this for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about picking this up on it'll be on PC Steam. And by the way, guys, there is a demo available on Steam. So if you guys want to download the demo and play through the first level, see if you like it before you buy it. Try it before you buy it. Take it for a test run and see if you like it. So make sure you guys check that out as well. I'm probably gonna pick it up on Steam because I want to hopefully be able to play it on my multicades. So
Now, I know you guys play a multitude of different types of games. Are there certain games that you just won't play mobile? Games that you just won't play on TV? Do you have certain games that you have a preference, a platform preference that you just have to play certain games out on the couch as opposed to on the go? Because you have so many ways of playing all these games. I'm just curious.
I like playing arcade games on an arcade, whether it be the original, a recreation of the original, or a multicade. Like if I'm going to play like something that I'm very familiar with from the arcades, like G.I. Joe. I used to play G.I. Joe on MAME on the PC with a controller, and I always hated it. But once I got my Legends Ultimate and I could actually play it on arcade, that was like super special day for me. I was like, oh, I'm home. Like it just felt right. Before it just felt like shit playing it with a controller.
Yeah. What about you, Dubs? You got any certain platforms you just don't like to play particular type of games on? Like, for example, I used to play Rainbow Six like crazy on the PC, and then when it came on the console, I have no desire to play with a controller because I'm used to hitting buttons for to get my guys lined up and things like that. So for Rainbow Six and those type of games, I won't play them on Xbox or PlayStation, those type of things. Even though I bought them for them, I never play them. It's just certain things like that for me.
long form games that take many, many, many hours to play, like open world games. I prefer to play on a TV with a controller because you want everything to be big and beautiful and your surround sound system. Your surround sound system. Like, guys, you know what's funny? People, they're a bunch of fake gamers. In the last 2 weeks, I have put 60 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. People are like, why aren't you making YouTube videos? I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey in all my free time. 60 hours, Mike, in 2 weeks.
I have no idea what that is. I don't play games. I just screen capture the moments in the end on YouTube and then put it on my Facebook page.
Hashtag just beat it.
Oh, you know what I have been playing? I started after I beat Soro, Donna Soro. I finally started playing Ghost of Tsushima. And man, oh man, what a friggin' game. Like, it is incredible.
We've talked about Ghost of Tsushima so many times. It is beautiful. It is perfect. I don't know about game.
Perfect, but man, it is really good. And I bought it because you recommended it so highly. But the reason I finally came around and was like, I got to play it, was the wrestler Cody Rhodes. He's a huge video game fan. He listed his 5 favorite games of all time. And his 5th favorite game above so many other was Ghost of Tsushima. And I said, well, he's got really good taste. I got to give it a try. Yeah. Really good.
I mean, if any of you are friends with me on Xbox, you'll see P-Dubs has been on his Xbox morning, afternoon, and evening in his free time. Just bang. So a game like that, Detroit Love, I can't imagine like playing on, let's just say, a Steam Deck or a handheld type system. You know what I mean? But if it's a game that maybe I'm going to play for like 20 minutes or less, yeah, I bust out the handhelds. I like even like the Zelda games, Mike. So many people actually love playing them on their Switch. I had my Switch in the docking station and I'm playing on the TV because I'm not going to sit there for like 50 hours holding this Nintendo Switch to my face,
Yeah, so that's the new discussion right now because you have so many consoles that are also handhelds, and there's going to be more of this going in the future. I think the Switch has really done that now. So like I have my Steam Deck. I love my Steam Deck, but there's certain games I don't want to play on my Steam Deck. Like I can play them on my Steam Deck, but I'd rather play them on my PC or docked in my Steam Deck. Same with the Switch. There's certain games I'm totally okay with playing handheld on my Switch, like long RPGs and stuff like that. I can play some of that on the Switch, but most like, AAA games, like AAA Nintendo games, I want to play them docked on the full screen in 1080p. I don't want to play them portably.
My Switch has been in the in the dock once ever, and I just don't like it. I love the golf. You guys know I play the 2K all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my neighbor, next door neighbor, he has the new Tiger Woods version. I think it's 2023. And I just cannot hit that ball with the joystick, with the controllers doing it. But on the Switch, man, I'm a pro. I got an ace the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, I got an ace on the 14th hole, the Honor Palmer Invitational. But that's such a great game. And I had to up the max out the skills of the players. I'm doing 4 rounds now.
For each course, you're actually playing 4 rounds.
Yep, 4 rounds for. Yep.
Look at you go.
And so, but I love that game.
Well,
but
hopefully
you turn it on the console.
Hopefully you turn the difficulty up, because if you play
the difficulty is up maxed out. It's maxed out.
If you play one of these golf games, like even the modern console games, like the PGA golf and stuff, if you set it to easy mode and play 4 rounds, you will be like 35 under par. You'll win by 20 strokes, and it's just not fun. You know what I mean? Like, there's no challenge. Like, it's better to play with that difficulty turned up, and that way you're like, man, it's round 2, I'm 10 shots behind, but then you have an amazing back 9, and round 4 you kill it. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the golf game fun, in my opinion, is playing on the harder difficulty.
And I had that experience the last weekend. I was behind and came back, and then so I think I've won 4 games out of the season so far.
Nice,
but,
man.
They're tough to win. They're tough to win. 4
So
rounds.
I got to talk about something else here now. Recently, my buddy Conti Dinda here in Canada had an opportunity to pick up a Play Choice 10. And I think Cool Toy recently got one as well. And I've openly said, like, I just have no love for the Play Choice. I have no love for the Nintendo Red Tent. Like, I just, like, the Red Tent is even stupider, in my opinion. I don't understand the appeal of playing NES games in an arcade cab. Like, I want to play, if I'm going to play NES games, I want to play them, on an NES or on an NES Classic or with, a control pad like that. I don't get the appeal of playing them in an arcade cabinet. I don't understand, but, to each their own. You're going to play what you want to play, but I just, I don't know where that comes from.
I agree
shots
for the
fired.
most part, but, like for me, my arcade cabinets, the mods have all arcade games, but I do have 2 exceptions. I do have Tekken, which is a PlayStation game on it, and I do have Mike Tyson Boxing, which is a NES game.
Yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch Out is that's one you can play without a controller. Like, that fits.
Mike, you're being way too hard on the Nintendo games.
No, it's just I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. Like, if someone said, "Oh, Mike, you're a big Nintendo guy. Like, would you ever get a Play Choice 10?"
But wait a minute. A lot of the games on the Play Choice 10 though were real Nintendo arcade games.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Oh wait, no. It just had
Nintendo cartridges.
Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley, like those games, right? Okay. All right, we're on the same page now. I still think you're being a hater, though. I think people like doing that.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying I don't like it.
Mike, you just went on a tirade and called Cool Toy a Nintendo shill. You went nuts, man. Like, we're gonna have to delete this episode and remove the live chat replay and everything. All right, so let's continue on. So,
James Hates Everything brings up a good point. Like, we just didn't have them. I never saw Play Choice 10 in arcade. My only experience playing NES games was on an NES. So maybe that's why I have it.
This is so true.
People think the technology here in Newfoundland and Canada is so far behind. But you should know we can cast to our TVs now. I don't watch it on my phone. I cast it to my TV.
So I'm not going to name names, but somebody on this panel, I'm not going to name names, one time told me that they use their Meta, their VR goggles, and they watch it now. They watch the adult films that way. Who was that? Who was that?
Jeez, I don't know. Roxanne.
Who was that guy?
No, I don't watch it.
I'm not going to name names.
I don't
But
watch
who
any
was it?
porn on my VR. I do have VR Paradise, which is like a strip club, but that's not porn.
I remember the one time you had your computer monitor in the background, and Carl's got some dancing ladies without their clothes on his screensaver.
Gremlins. They're
It's
called
optional.
Gremlins.
Clothes are optional. Clothes are always optional.
And it was playing in the background. And if we broadcast nudity, they will terminate the channel. You know what I mean? You even show 1 second of nudity on your channel on YouTube. YouTube will terminate your channel. And I remember
have videos with them on it on my channel.
Oh yeah, I've got friends that had videos with nudity in them and never had a problem.
No, it was this guy over here. All right, let's get back on track. So we got a quick news story about this. This made the rounds, and I don't know why. I mean, people go nuts over it.
Wet girls don't count.
But I know there's a lot of people out there who are looking to get some free shit from Arcade1Up. And there's an Arcade1Up affiliate program. Join the A1Up crew influencer registration form. All registration forms are being pre-screened by James Hates Everything. So James Hates Everything will pre-screen all applicants. And
no, I don't think he will. Go to the lowest level of sign up.
And that's another thing too. We'll talk about that in a minute, but this is interesting. I don't know how long has this been on their website. I have no idea.
Since VidCon. It was launched during VidCon.
So obviously Arcade1Up is trying to get people to promote their stuff. Now, what's interesting is,
can we get paid for since 2018 for all we've done?
No, that's not what they're doing.
There's like nothing to promote. So why are they doing this now? Why are they starting this now? Is it all because next year they plan on doing stuff?
No.
You know?
So they're trying to attract a new audience of YouTuber. They're trying to get new content creators, not necessarily in this space, to expand the reach of Arcade1Up. Very similar to what Stern did, right?
Yeah.
So this is very similar to what Stern did coming into the home arcade market and using people like Nostalgia, B-Kong. I think they reached out to Justin at one point, guys like Retro Ralph that weren't necessarily pinball people at the time, and trying to find a new audience through these content creators. So this is the idea. They went to VidCon, which is a pretty big summit. Travis actually wrote me and he was like, hey, a friend of mine sent me this. Arcade1Up has a booth at VidCon. And I was like, oh, and he didn't know anything about it either. Next thing we know,
wait, hold on. Is that Travis guy? Is he still working affiliated with Arcade1Up in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think so.
Okay, there you go.
So anyways, Arcade1Up was at VidCon. I've never gone, but it's a place for like people who really take this seriously or aspiring to be like celebrities, right? So they went there, they had a booth. It doesn't matter about what they have coming out. For them, they're trying to get these guys to talk about what they already have, to sell their stuff, open it up to a new market. Like, because if they come to like P-Dubs or Michael B or, literally anybody but Cornercade, there's going to be a jadedness to our response, because anything that they have right now, we're like, oh, we've seen this a million times because we've been here forever. But they're trying to find fresh people that are just like, oh my God, there's a Pac-Man. That's so rad. I'm going to tell everybody about it. When really the response we would give is, yeah, guys, it's Pac-Man. I mean, it's better than the last Pac-Man, but it's still Pac-Man.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this. So this is the influencer registration form. Now, guys, we're not going to dwell on this because this is small news, but it made the news this week. And also there was, in my opinion, some inaccurate information put out there. So if you were wanting to sign up for this, you come in here, you put your name, your email, your phone number, what state you live in, your social media handles, what program you're on. And my guess is Arcade1Up really wants to target that TikTok crowd, right? And although I have a TikTok, I hardly ever post anything.
I don't have one anymore.
Yeah. And the Twitch and stuff, like they're trying to, open up the audience. Now, I saw some videos where people are like, hey man, you got to have 50,000 subscribers to qualify. And that is absolutely not true. Nowhere on this webpage does it say you must have 50,000 followers on whatever platform you're on. And keep in mind, take a look at the picture here. This is the audience they're targeting. They're trying to make retro games cool again. They're trying to get some TikTokers who are in their 20s playing Pac-Man to get all their 20-year-old friends to buy Pac-Man, which is funny too, because the people that want to buy this stuff are our age, right? 40 to 65 years old, right? But it does say here, whenever you put in your social media handles, what is your follower count? Well, they give you options. And guys, these options, and keep in mind, I just looked at this today. These options in this drop-down menu, guys, this is industry standard. I have companies that will send you emails like mass blasts. What is that, Mark? Like, what's that one that emails us all the time, Mike? Uber strategies.
Uber strategist for Atari, yeah.
Yeah, Uber strategist for Atari, right? Uber strategist for Atari sends out a mass email to thousands of content creators across multiple platforms, right? And what they do is they say, hey, Atari's coming out with this thing. Would you like to review it? And if you want to review it, fill out this form. And you got to click on a button to say request a review key. And when you click on it and you go through the form, depending on the game, it will say, how many followers do you have? And they have it set up very similar to this. So yeah, if you have under 50,000 subscribers, such as, let's just say, the Cornercade, you just pick under 50,000 subscribers. If you have 100,000, if you have like what they're doing.
There should be a special sign up for Cornercade. It's like email thecornercade.com under $50,000. What would you do to be a Arcade1Up influencer? I will literally suck your dick.
Right. But like depending on your platform, because it's not just YouTube, guys, TikTok, Facebook, hell, there are Facebook social media influencers where all they do is focus on Facebook.
Yeah.
50. This is industry standard questions. Under 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 500, 500 to a million plus. Now keep in mind too, let's say 20 people apply. Well, Arcade1Up is probably going to shoot for the people that have the larger audiences who apply, right? Because they're trying to market their product. But don't go thinking that because you're under 50, they're not going to work with you. So although this is not something that I myself would ever sign up for, I just wanted you guys to be aware that anyone could sign up for this. You could have 200 subscribers and go ahead and fill out the application and see what happens. So it's up to you.
It's easy to be really shitty about this, especially with some of the negativity that goes around Arcade1Up and working with YouTubers and social media influencers in the past. But my hope is this is an open strategy, that pretty much this is just a chance to get on like a mailing list, and like they will just send information out to people same way like every other company does it. So my hope is this is just a straightforward program. You sign up, they say great, and then you'll get email blasts when new news are coming out. Nothing behind the scenes, none of that foolishness. I hope this doesn't mean anybody's coming back being on camera for Arcade1Up. Like, I think they need to do that stuff themselves. Just do the same thing like every other company does. Like, what's our friends? Zen Studios do a great job. I hope that's what this is. I don't know if it will be. I think maybe it might be more of a recruitment tool to bring in new people, but I'm hoping it's just a easy way to set up just like a generic Dropbox for people who want to make content on this stuff.
There you go. Like Addicted to Arcade1Up. He covers Arcade1Up on his channel. He's got under 1,000 subscribers, but hell, even if he gets on their PR list where they just send him the news and high resolution photos and graphics and stuff like that, like stuff that helps you make content. Like, I love it when companies actually send out high resolution images of stuff. Like, if I'm going to cover this stuff, it's nice if you just give us the freaking picture. You know what I mean? So he's going to sign up in hopes he gets, and you should sign up, buddy. I mean, you're passionate about it. Sign up. Who am I to tell you not to do that with your life? And
if you're not confident you'll get in with the subscriber count you have, just buy a bunch of subs and views. There's a lot of that going around lately.
Yeah, the problem with me, Mike, and I think the audience knows this, is I'm too cocky and I'm too arrogant to sign up for something like this. I'm like the guy who's at the bar who says, no, buddy, make her come to you. Make her come to you. I'd rather sit back and wait for someone to hit me up in the DM saying, hey, I'm X person from X company. We like your content, blah, blah, blah.
So you want the relationship that everybody was complaining about, like the inappropriate relationship. You don't want to just be part of a normal list.
Well, they only ever messaged me once. Like in 5 years, they only messaged me once. And, hey, do you want to review a product? Yeah, I'll take the casino cade for my wife, who, by the way, when we cleaned out the loft, because we're about to do the flooring and painting, and the loft is empty now, guys. It's empty. And we had to move all the machines that we're keeping, a couple of machines I sold, I had to take downstairs. What's funny is my wife and I actually had a fight, Mike. We actually had an argument. Like I've been so nice about, like, well, I thought I was being playful, like, can't wait to sell the casino cade. It'll be more room, blah, blah, blah. And my wife would always be like, no, you're not selling it. Cause my wife, Melissa, loves the freaking thing. So anyway, while we were moving machines around, I took the casino cade, and instead of putting it in the room next door where all the machines are so I can empty this room out and do the remodeling, I took it downstairs, Mike, and I put it next to the row of like 3 or 4 machines that I sold that I'm not keeping. And she saw it. And let's just say it was not a good day in my house. And I had to carry it back upstairs. And I had to, Mike, it was like doing the walk of shame, carrying that stupid thing upstairs with her following me.
Yeah.
And her telling me, you are not selling my casino cade. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, baby, it's all you, but I'll never turn it on. I'll never touch it again. So, no, that is not true. Oh, God, that's not true.
There is very few companies that do anything like that.
And
most of the time we reject it immediately. Everybody does. Like the minute someone comes out and says, we want to review the content first, it's dead. We won't do it.
Yeah. So I was in the doghouse because I thought I was being funny, but Mike, she was like genuinely pissed that I brought it downstairs and put it in the pile. She's like, this isn't funny anymore. You have all these machines that are yours. I only have the coin pusher, the casino cade. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, these are mine, not yours. Like, I guess she's claimed them, Mike. So, I'm like, whatever. So yeah, she was pretty upset with me. So guys, if your wife has a favorite machine, be cautious if you try to get rid of it and turn it into a big joke about getting rid of it. That's all I can say.
My wife does have a favorite machine, but it doesn't really get in the way. It's in the nightstand next to her side of the bed.
Oh my God, Mike. You're ridiculous. So anyway, look, guys, if you want to sign up for this, go sign. Who am I to tell you what to do with your social media career? If you want to sign up for it. I'm not signing up for it because I'm just too conceited to sign up for it.
That is correct.
Make them come to you, Mike. Make them come to you.
Look at that. And look, I'm
well, hold on. You gotta get me at the right angle.
Yeah. So I put my name in. I'll be
you did?
I did, yeah. Absolutely.
Ah!
Like so I said,
confirmed applicants so far include James Hates Everything, the Cornercade, Michael B. the Game Genie, the Cornercade, the Rexer Show even applied, the Cornercade, Kev Gret, the Cornercade, Nostalgia, the Cornercade.
Yeah, I signed up.
So, Detroit Love.
Yeah.
Like I said, my hope is that this is just a straight email distribution list of information.
And did I mention Addicted to Arcade1Up applied? Oh, and did I mention the Cornercade?
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll see who gets in. But if some TikToker or Twitch streamer who does an Arcade1Up bathtub stream and has their boobies out, guys, you're not going to get approved. I'm sorry. You're not going to get approved.
Oh, well, I shouldn't have put my application in. Oh, speaking of which, I do want to bring this up. My TikTok went down this week, guys, so I'm very sorry. I got mass attacked. A bunch of people put in a bunch of fake reports about me having an underage channel. All kidding aside, that's where I did my burger review. So you're going to have to go somewhere else to find out all the good burgers I eat. I'll figure something out. More time for YouTube, but shitty stuff, man.
Something going on in the live chat here. Hold on, guys. I got to catch up on the live chat. We might have breaking news in our live chat. Let's see here. Are they saying that Cyrus is no longer at Arcade1Up?
No, Cyrus is still at Arcade1Up. But what's happening is Cyrus used to be the media contact. Like, he was the person from Arcade1Up that was doing all the on-screen stuff and stuff like that. Obviously, Cyrus decided to take kind of a step back because, you know, the harassment from the community. And I think David McIntosh is going to step up and be that guy going forward. Cyrus is still at Arcade1Up. They're joking.
Oh, okay. Because I'm sorry, I'm catching up on what they're saying in the live chat. I'm like, what are they saying? All right, so Cyrus is just not responsible for that.
I was catching up on the half-time show at the Packers game here.
We found out who did it. It was Goofy Foot. He's the one who submitted all the false reports about my TikTok. That's what I get for blocking them.
How about a big high fives and put a number 1 in the live chat as a shout out to Goofy Foot for getting his revenge finally on Michael B. the Game Genie for blocking him without any reason. You violated the free speech of the Foot and all that stuff. There you go.
Actually, here we go.
Wait, is that the real John D or is this a fake John D?
That's the real John D.
There's fake John D accounts out there.
So here's what happened. Another burger TikToker submitted the false reports because they were mad because I kept shilling for Johnny and Mays.
Oh, wait a minute. Michael B., how do you know so much if the group hasn't even started? Are you in charge of it?
No. Arcade1Up hasn't talked to me for quite a while, man.
Yeah. I remember back when Goofy Foot was blocked and we were doing hashtag free the foot on your live streams. And you would be like so frustrated. I don't know how he's blocked. I'll try and unblock him.
How do I know all that insider info about Cyrus?
Yeah.
That happened long ago, man.
So keep in mind, and Bill's Retro Gaming Show put a comment like this in the live chat. Now keep in mind, this program that they're talking about is very similar to what At Games has done for years. At Games will reach out to people and say, hey, you want to be on our media list? And that's what their Skype group is. It's a media list where they would share images, PDFs, information, blah, blah, blah. And the goal of that is it's just supposed to be, here's a way for you guys to get access to information and make content if you choose to.
Yeah.
Now, over the years, my own personal feelings are that group has kind of changed direction, which is one reason why I left that group well over a year and a half ago. Some people are still in it. I hear funny stories all the time about it. So it is what it is.
I think I got kicked out because it's been inactive for like a month. Maybe I'm booted.
So you're booted. That's what they did with me about a year and a half ago when P-Dubs left. They said, you go with them.
Yeah.
Trade love.
Yeah. Ain't that true? So, you know, whatever this program is, provided they don't make the same mistakes that some other companies do, where these programs change into trying to, we just want you to speak our message versus here's just some information for you to speak your message about our products. Hopefully we won't see that happen, but we don't know. This thing is brand new. So we'll see. So.
The companies, like when working with influencers or working with YouTubers and stuff like that, they've got to have thick skin too, because I mean, we've got to be realistic about the product, what we like and what we don't like. Like if they're going to just boot people because they don't follow a narrative, then it's not an influencer program. You're looking to hire people to do advertising for you. And that's not what this is about.
Yeah. There you go. Who got kicked out of what? Marine 50. Nobody got kicked. I don't know who you're talking about. I know for me, guys, I left. I wasn't kicked out of shit.
Yes. So. What happened was P-Dubs did leave on his own accord and then asked to come back in and was told no.
No. I didn't ask to come back in. And that's another false narrative that actually came from you, Mike, but I've forgiven you for. So for instance, I left the group. I was like, this is not going in the direction I want. I don't want to be involved in this group anymore. I messaged the company, told them, I said, I have no interest in being part of that group, this media group. a few weeks later, they came out with an announcement, and I just casually sent them a message saying, "Hey, can you send me that picture that for that announcement? And because I'd like to make a video, but I need that image or logo or whatever it was." And they told me, they said, "Oh, well, you left the group, so the only way you're going to get it is if you come back in the group." And I was like, okay. I was like, fine. I was like, I just want to make the freaking video. Just put me in the group then, so I can get
that's what happened. You're right.
So and I told him, I said, I said, I didn't ask to be. I said, just put me in the group then, so I can get the photo. And once they gave me the photo, Mike, I was going to leave the group like instantly. I was like, I got the photo, but they told me, oh, sorry. No can do. We're not going to put you back in. That's what happened. So if anyone else tells you any other story, they're a fucking liar. But that is exactly what happened with that story. And that is 100% the truth. That is not any kind of defamation, libel, or slander. That is exactly what happened.
Yeah, I can confirm that. That was the confusion about P-Dubs being asked to get back in. It wasn't that he asked to get back in. He wanted information, and he said, okay.
I wanted a freaking picture.
Me back in the group. Yeah.
I was like, just email me the picture. They're like, no, we can't. I was like, okay, well, then put me back in. And they're like, no, we can't. I was like, okay. And I moved on with my life. Oh, so stupid. Look at John D. John D's already recruiting in the live chat. So speaking of John D, let's pivot over to this Media1Up leak. So this leak came out today, and Michael B, the Game Genie, did not give any flowers today. Mike, why not?
I don't know what you're talking about. Fox sent me this picture, and he said some YouTuber did a video about
it. Mike, come on, man! You got to give flowers. This came.
I don't got to give shit to nobody.
But no, all jokes aside, the Rexer show breaks the news, sends this out. Media1Up, which that's like I guess the parent LLC of whatever John's working on, John D. You can kind of see the logo right here. That's a Media1Up logo right here. John's new company. So this thing came out. Now, there's a huge debate right now. Is it real? Is it fake? Who's telling the truth? Who's not telling the truth? Rexer Show puts out this video, and then he talks about this and a whole bunch of other weird stuff. But he talks about this. I can't even get through this segment. It's so funny. But I have to say, John D, since you're here in the live chat, if this is real, whoever does your graphic work needs to 100%. Be fired immediately.
John, this is real Bush League, man.
This is the worst flyer I've ever seen. This is literally printed on normal standard computer printout paper with blurry graphics, no high res. Look at the lettering, like Times New Roman font. You know what I mean? No fancy colored background with high res logos and images on it. Yeah. No fancy lettering. This is something that, in my opinion, somebody handmade to fuck with people. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's real. But then again, even if it was real, here, let's get that off the screen. We'll get to John in a second. But even if it was real, though, because I was talking to everyone about this, I could see both angles. If it was real and it accidentally got leaked early, of course John would deny it. You have to deny it, right? Like he's and by ignoring it, you would also kind of be admitting it by not denying it. Does that make sense? So like if he's not allowed to say anything about it yet, he's gonna be like, what are you talking about? This is ridiculous, right? Like I could see both sides of the argument.
John went further than that. John was like, man, those cabs are fucking ugly. You think I'm gonna make something ugly like that? There's a difference between saying those cabs are hideous. I'd make something much better looking than that than just saying no. I mean, that's not real.
So in my opinion, this is 90% fake.
Oh, it's
10% real.
So the first thing I did was I asked John.
But
John
I see both sides.
Yeah,
100%. I you know what I mean?
Well, maybe the guy who took the picture of the flyer has a blurry camera.
So I did a video on it. Here's the thing about it. What makes it so believable? Like these are definitely games John would make. These are games we've talked about John potentially making, or Arcade1Up making a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 XL that came from my video the other day, where John wrote in the comments, "We're going to take you for a ride." And I mean, Street Fighter Third Strike, like this is all based on speculation. So there's a lot of things to it. The other thing is, this is exactly up John's alley. Like for people thinking, John's going to come out with a Q*bert. That's not John D. This is what he wants to make. It's Capcom and stuff like that. So it's very plausible.
True.
But like, there's so many things about this that just look so shitty. Like, if you look at the cabinet, that's obviously like just a modified Arcade1Up design. It's even got the Arcade1Up coin door, for God's sakes. Like, the coin door is Arcade1Up.
I mean, it's Photoshop stuff. I mean, it's definitely some weird Photoshopping going on here. But yeah, I can see all angles. These are games that John D, everyone knows, has a history working with, has a history of talking about. These are all games that John D loves personally, right? And I can see that angle, right?
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's maybe because it's so poorly done. I just can't get on it's like, again, I'm 90-10. I'm 90-10.
I'm pretty much 100% that it's fake.
Yeah.
The other thing is, John was a graphic designer. Like, are you telling me that he's going to put this
and
out
also
like this?
And also, what do you do with this flyer? Like, what do you do with a flyer?
You put it
like
on
that?
Cars out in front of like the Vegas casinos.
He's putting them on cars in front of Costco.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. $20 from John. He said, Media1Up's affiliate program must have more than 3K subs and less than 25K no cap. Oh man, poor Cornercade. He might have to start buying subs like a bunch of other.
I don't know why. I don't know why John's leaving me on the outside.
You're done. You're. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. John's here in the chat. He denied it on Facebook. He denied it on Twitter. But even if it was real, he wouldn't admit it was real. Even if he just got kind of scooped, he wouldn't admit it was real. Am I right?
Here's the other side of it, though. Look at what Paul's saying. The same thing I said. He didn't just deny it. He said, those are fucking ugly.
And by the way, too, what's funny too is, you know, we get these videos like from like Rex and others with so much venom and hatred and malice and just made up bullshit in them and theatrics. But what's funny is like we said, what would be really cool would be as if John D comes back and he goes on the Rexer show. Like, I would sit there and eat my popcorn and love to see that conversation happen. You know what I mean? Like, if John D is actually going to make larger arcade machines with HAP style joysticks and buttons and good monitors and their 9:10 scale and all these rumors, like, I mean, I would love to see him have that conversation with those guys. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so angry? But there you go. I want to know who owns an RGB keyboard, but also has a keyboard drawer unit. I have no idea, console kids.
Actually, there's truth to this. I don't think they're going to be available in Canada.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. If you think it's real, and John D is just trying to deny it's real, give us a 1. If you think this is fake news, give us a 0 in the live chat. Let us know what you guys think.
The other thing that's kind of messed up is, like, on the other side of it, if it is fake, I mean, that individual is very good friends with Kamala. Kamala's actually a pretty competent graphic designer. I can't imagine he'd make something this shitty either.
No, yeah, no, this is not Kamala. That is
no.
not Kamala. So if you think it's real and John D got scooped and he just doesn't want to admit it, give us a 1. If you feel this is fake news and somebody pulled a fast one on the Rexer show, which I did talk to Rexer on Discord today, like, I said, okay, Rex, I watched both videos, and in my impression, I think somebody messed with you the way I got messed with Virtua Fighter, when people sent me fake pictures of an Arcade1Up Virtua Fighter, and I immediately made a YouTube video, you know, and it came back that it wasn't even real. It was somebody dicked around on Photoshop and put it out there to generate fake hype and just to piss people off. And I had to delete my video. Arcade1Up is coming out with Virtua Fighter. So I told Rex on Discord, I was like, Rex, I think someone's pulling a fast one on you. But if it is real and John D announces this product in the coming months, he'll have some explaining to do. Does that make sense? So yeah. Rex or no? Rex, there's only one way to get through this. The Rexer show, reveal your source. You must reveal the source. Who is the source? That's the only way to solve this boggle. All right, there you go. Oh, man, I got all this other stuff on my screen. All right, there you go. Look at my hero.
I told you.
All right. All right, there you go. All right, so we got Mike's got another topic here for us, Mike. X-Men Pinball. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so Stern kind of surprised everybody this week. It seems to be the trend going on. Everybody kind of felt the same way I did. I watched what's his name? The guy over in England that gets all the pinball machines. What is it? Gonzo's Flipper Emporium?
I think so.
Yeah. So anyways, he said the exact same thing I said. After John Wick, didn't have very high expectations, but Uncanny X-Men has just blown everybody out of the water. Like what Jack Danger is put up there is just something that's so unique, so special, so beautiful. People are so excited about it.
We read your super chat, John, the $20 super chat. We read it. Did we miss another one?
There was one from James Hates Everything.
Oh, go ahead and
did you read that one?
No, I don't know. We got to find it. If the live chat's moving very fast, then I can't catch up. $5. P-Dubs tells John D to debut his product on Rex's show. A few days later, Rex has a leak. Checks out. Maybe the secret dark union is really happening. Maybe
I'm the leader of the Dark Illuminati trying to take me down, and I don't remember approving that.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Back to thanks so much, James. Appreciate it. Sorry, man. The live chat's moving. All right, so let's get back on topic here. We got to talk real quick about this X-Men Pinball. This X-Men Pinball has really taken the pinball news universe by storm. I mean, I haven't seen this level of positivity and excitement since Godzilla. Like, everyone was hyped about the Godzilla machine. There were some naysayers at the beginning, but then they all pretty much became promoters once they actually freaking played the thing.
So very quickly, I do want to just bring up a very obvious bias here. This is made by Dead Flip. What was Dead Flip before he was a pinball designer for Stern? He was a YouTuber. He was a Twitch streamer. So he was on the same level as a lot of these guys that were, making videos and stuff like that. So there's a friendship connection there. So there is a bias.
Are you saying that there is a conspiracy of pinball content creators that are putting out false promotions?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that there's an inherent bias when like somebody that's a friend of yours, that's a colleague, then gets into making products that maybe you would go a little lighter on their product and maybe feel a little bit more enamored by it because it was made by your friend. That's what I'm saying. So I will say that up front. I'm not saying that all the positivity for this is 100% accurate because this looks so friggin' cool.
Wow, Michael B hates the real pinball community. Tinfoil hat on and everything. There is a secret. They probably had secret meetings in Chicago to vote on the future of the X-Men machine. Will they promote it or not? That's what you're telling me, Mike?
So anyways, I just want to put that out there so everybody's clear about that. Like this is like one of their own that then became it. It's like Keith Elwin was a champion player before he ever became a pinball designer, right?
Yeah. Look at Nikki Z right here. That Stern Uncanny X-Men will be mine.
Yeah.
Pinball Illuminati confirmed secret meetings, agendas, YouTube promotions. Oh man, it's just criminals everywhere on social media. Well, despite Mike trying to downplay the awesomeness here, like I was trying to say is there was a lot of awesome positivity about this machine out there, whether it was on written forum, video forum, etc. A lot of people seem pretty hyped about it. Looks like one of the better Stern releases. The table's loaded with goodies and toys. And I'm telling you, Mike, the only Stern new in box I've ever bought myself was Venom. Other than that, I shop around used ones all the time. I'll probably eventually one day, years to come, I'll have a Deadpool Pro. I might pick up a Jaws after a couple years when they're being sold used. I really like Jaws, but I'm not enough to spend 10 grand on it. But this might be one, Mike, that I pre-order. But keep in mind, I'm gonna wait until Expo, baby. We play it at
Yeah.
Expo. That's
So-
what I'm waiting for.
Again, I said it in my video. My opinion, this is such a big investment, right? Like, especially where it's to get the premium. You don't have to get the premium with this one. That's a cool thing too. The Pro is so good. You don't necessarily have to get the premium, but to make this kind of investment, like $9,000, you got to keep in mind Canadian is a whole different story, because this is actually what is it? Like $15,000. It's actually closer to $16,000 tax in Canadian for a premium, right? So to make that kind of investment, you really need to play it and stuff like that. So I'm fascinated when people do pre-orders before they even have a chance to play the machine. But this is one of those ones. It just looks so cool. The artwork's so good. They did such good theme integration with Days of Future Past. I mean, the uniqueness of the table, it got me hyped that way, where I was like, oh man, I would pre-order this.
And we cover this stuff because not to try and convince you guys to go spend $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 on a pinball machine. It's
Pinball costs $1.
Yep, is to literally just raise awareness, let you know these machines are out there, and if you're ever at a pinball arcade, go play it, check it out. I think this looks pretty fun. I can't wait to get my hands on it at Expo and actually try it out. I mean,
yeah,
go ahead.
And I've been very clear too.
Like Mike said, pinball only costs $1.
Pinball only costs $1, unless you're Michael B. And there's nowhere to play a pinball on his little tiny island in the Netherlands. And the only opportunity you will have to play this is if you buy it.
Yeah. Now, Carl, I would love to hear your feedback on this, because this might be one of the first times you're looking at this, buddy.
It is.
And what do you think, man? From you love pinball.
Oh yeah, I love some pinball. I mean, it's a nice looking table. The side art and the backsplash looks good. From what I see from the gameplay, obviously I haven't played it. Pinball gameplay is very important. I don't care how pretty it is. I don't care how nice and colorful it is, and how many toys you have on it. If it's not a fun game to play, then none of that stuff means anything, except to look good. So I would love to play it. It looks like it might be fun. It looks like it's got a lot of options for fun, but I don't know. And until I play it, I can't really say much about it. And some of the tables that you guys have raved about. And we were in Cleveland, was the first time I played like Godzilla. The first time I played Venom, and I didn't have the same. Yeah, well, Cactus Canyon, I love.
Cactus Canyon was great, wasn't it, Carl?
Yeah,
so good.
See, that's a fun table. Now,
why don't you just bite the bullet and buy a Cactus Canyon, you rich motherfucker?
I really want a Cactus Canyon too. It's on the list, Mike, like the top 10 list. But
yeah, now that one's definitely on my list. I don't know if you guys have ever played Spider-Man, but
I have. Yeah.
Spider-Man
Stern
is a very fun table to play. For me, AC/DC is a really fun table, except when you go to hell. I don't like that underground thing. But there's certain tables that are just fun to play, and I hope this is one.
So I played a lot of Stern Spider-Man when I went to Toronto last year with Ristalgia, Conti, and Atul. And one of the things, we played it at this place called Meeple Mart, which, if you're ever in Toronto, has an incredible pinball selection. The only thing I didn't like is he did some add-ons to some of the pinball machines. So for the Spider-Man one, it has that little post in the middle of the flippers, drain. Like when you go down, the drain post. Like he added that afterwards, and I don't like that. Like I don't want extra stuff like that in, because it changes the experience, right?
Yeah, and Console Kits is here in the live chat, guys, and he's been collecting a lot of pinball machines. I mean, geez, he's got what, up to 10 now?
He's at 12 because he just pre-ordered this.
Yeah. Wow, 12 pinball machines. Good job.
Another rich motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe we should do the next trip to Console
Justin's house. Console Kits house.
Yeah, the next Pinball Expo will be in Console Kits' basement, guys. There you go. So I think he would love that. Either way, this looks super cool. If you guys are interested, the moderators will put the link to Stern's website. You could click on the links to find a distributor near you if you want to possibly check it out. But my advice now, because I've done this before, I rolled the dice on buying a pinball before playing it. Luckily, it turned out to be incredible. Labyrinth. Luckily, it turned out to be amazing. But I don't think I'd be that lucky. So that's why, even though this looks so good, I still want to play it first before I buy it, Mike. I still want to play it first.
No,
Yeah,
I noticed.
1 second, Carl. Really quickly. So, Justin, just to be clear, I don't have a problem with drain posts. I have a problem with people adding drain posts to games that don't have drain posts.
So this game here that you guys just showing X-Men here,
Uh-huh.
that ball shoots around under the flippers
Yeah,
and comes
Under
up.
the flippers and brings you into a second section on the side called the danger room.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
danger.
And so is that something that's been seen on other tables, or is that something totally new?
This is, you would never see something like this except for like visual pinball, and like Zen Studios have done stuff that's close to this, not exact, but like this is all new for physical pinball.
Interesting.
VC said, if you are to pre-order one, you have to pay in full. No, typically your pinball distributor you go through, they'll take a deposit like $1,000 to hold
unless you wanted to order a Centaur from Haggis Pinball, because then you got hosed.
Yeah, they'll take your $1,000 deposit, non-refundable, because keep in mind they got to buy the machine from Stern, then sell it to you, so it holds their spot. And then when your unit comes in, they send you an email or call you or whatever, say, hey, your machine's here, you got to pay off the invoice and we'll ship it to you, right? So that's typically what happens there. So all right, guys, we have gotten through all the topics tonight. Mike put up a post earlier saying tonight's show is only going to be an hour and 18 minutes. Mike, we're at an hour 26, so we're just a little bit over what you predicted, and I love the fact that you said only an hour and 18 minutes tonight. Yeah. Guys, if you enjoyed tonight's episode, make sure you leave us your show feedback after the show's over in the comments section. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing to the Super Game Room Dudes. I promise you, I will figure out the 3,000 subscriber giveaway, and we'll announce what it is.
Virtual high fives.
We'll announce what it is next week. And Carl, whenever you're ready, send these people on their way. Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. Make sure you stay tuned for the news that it's going to come forthcoming regarding the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Remember also on my channel, Detroit Love on YouTube, once I hit 6,000 subscribers, I will be giving out one of the Zotar machines. So spread the word, because the sooner it happens, the sooner one of you guys get that. So we appreciate you. We love you. Go Lions. Go Green Bay, because Love is my quarterback in fantasy football, and the Chicago Bears suck. I don't think I have any of those guys on my
Bear down, baby.
Until next time, guys, we'll see you on the web.
And ladies and gentlemen, all of you, as Super Game Room Dude fans, you've been exposed.
Wait, Mike. You gotta do that full screen. You gotta do it full screen.
I love Stern. You've been exposed.